you. Wow. Thank you, Jimmy. What's wrong with you? Hey. Stop it. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost.
Pope Francis ended a Vatican summit by promising the Catholic Church would confront the clergy sex abuse head on instead of their usual way, face down, ass up.
Well, this season of SNL started in 2018, but it looks like it's going to end somewhere back in the 1970s. Amid rising tensions with Iran, there were rumors that the White House is now going to send 120,000 more troops to the Middle East. But don't worry, President Trump set the record straight with this firm, reassuring message.
Mr. President, are we going to war with Iran?
So dumb. A sperm donor in the Netherlands who allegedly fathered more than 500 children is being sued for increasing the risk of accidental incest among the kids. Accidental incest is also the title of the worst American Pie sequel.
The New York City Fire Department rescued 5 children who got themselves lost in the Staten Island sewer system. Wow, it's hard to believe that a place that filthy and disgusting also has a sewer system. Build-A-Bear has introduced a new RuPaul doll, and honestly, after a few beers, I would.
Trump has also been promoting a song called Justice for All, which features himself and a choir of men jailed for their roles in the January 6th attack. And I feel bad for the January 6th singers, because you know jail gets a lot worse once the other prisoners find out you're in an a cappella group.
In the wake of the Nashville shooting, President Biden once again called on Congress to pass an assault weapons ban. Or, hear me out, stop and frisk for whites. How long before these kids earn a stereotype? Trump is reportedly being charged with 34 counts of business fraud. Business fraud is also what they call the Trump costume at Spirit Halloween. President Biden on Friday told reporters that he had no comment on Trump's indictment, and then he danced away like the Six Flags guy.
Fans of the hit HBO show Euphoria have been harshly criticizing the series' creator for sexualizing the high school characters. Plus, it's just not accurate. I mean, take it from me, no one has sex in high school. Well, we're now at the point where in every press conference, the president's asked, will there be a nuclear war? A journalist asked President Biden if we should be worried about nuclear war, and he said no. Because what's he going to say? Hell yeah, man! Start digging a bunker, Jack. It's like when a little kid asks you where Grampy's going to go when he dies. You know, obviously you're going to say heaven. But based on some of the stuff Grampy said, you know hell is also on the table.
Actress Alyssa Milano has called on women to go on a sex strike to protest restrictive new abortion laws. And look, I support that, but I just don't think these Republican senators are getting Alyssa Milano-level sex at home. I bet if their wives said, I'm on a sex strike, they'd be like, cool. I'll be at the airport men's room. Don't wait up for me.
I'm shaking. Ron DeSantis said Florida officials would not help extradite Trump back to New York unless, of course, he agrees to take a busload of migrants with him. New York City officials announced that they will stop calling the city's park bathrooms comfort stations and will instead call them the more accurate stank shacks. Doctors in Nepal saved a man after he inserted a water glass into his rectum for sexual gratification and it got stuck. But I think the man actually felt positive about the experience because he said the glass was half full. Apple has launched a new feature called Pay Later that lets users spread out payments for apps over the course of 6 weeks. And this has also launched my new favorite insult, Yo Mama's so poor, she put Candy Crush on layaway. Congressman Andy Ogles, who represents the district where the Nashville shooting took place, is being criticized for a Christmas card where he and his family are holding assault rifles. Okay, even putting aside mass shootings, who are you psychos sending these cards to? If I received that in the mail, I would move. All this card tells you is, I'm armed, I have terrible judgment, and I know where you live. I'm I think in general that people might be overreacting to this indictment. Like an actual headline on CNN yesterday was, "Nothing in American history approaches the tumult of the charging and possible trial and conviction of a former president." A more accurate headline would be, "Man we all knew was criminal may be criminal." At this point, it feels like even pro-Trump people have moved on. I mean, I went down to the courthouse today, and I was the only protester there.
Tuesday was National Pig Day, but I told that to a pig and he handcuffed me. Governors in several states, including New Hampshire, Ohio, and Utah, have banned the sale of Russian-made vodka. No word yet on brides. Okay. That's not...
Oh, come on.
No, I think
Just the graphic.
this will be good.
Yeah, sure. A substitute teacher in North Carolina has resigned after she reportedly told a class of elementary students that Martin Luther King Jr. killed himself. In her defense, he is the one who decided to keep running his mouth. Why? A student in Texas, who is nicknamed White Lightning, set a high school record by running the 100-meter dash in 9.98 seconds. Coincidentally, people call me White Lightning because I also finish in under 10 seconds. When Trump surrenders, New York City police will take his official mugshot, which you know is the only thing Trump cares about getting right. I'm sure he's hoping it'll look cool like Frank Sinatra's, but I bet it'll end up closer to Nick Nolte.
The first legal marijuana dispensary owned by a woman has opened in Queens, New York. Yeah. Unfortunately, they had to shut down because she couldn't open the weed jars on her own. After a recent chemical spill in the Delaware River, Philadelphia officials say the city's drinking water is finally safe, unless it's being handed to you by this Philadelphian. Cup noodles. You guys don't like safety precautions? Cup Noodles has introduced a new breakfast version of their instant ramen that mixes the flavors of sausage, maple syrup, pancakes, and eggs. The flavor will be called Mom Left. Democratic Representative Jamal Bowman and Republican Thomas Massie got into a screaming match on Capitol Hill after Bowman called the GOP gutless cowards for opposing gun control, which is a cheap shot because if there's one thing Republicans definitely have, it's big old guts. Come to New York on Tuesday to protest Trump's indictment because apparently it takes her 3 days to put on her Joker makeup.
Well, great news for conservatives. New York is finally cracking down on crime. Former President Donald Trump was indicted for his role in paying hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels, and the trial will be like a Stormy Daniels movie because I'm deeply ashamed at how excited I am to watch it. Trump will reportedly surrender next week, but his lawyer, Joe Tacopina, who Trump definitely calls Joe Tapioca, said that the president will not be put in handcuffs, though he would consider wearing fake breakaway handcuffs and a Superman t-shirt.
Serena Williams criticized the New York Times after it mistakenly printed a picture of her sister, Venus Williams, and labeled it as Serena. Worse, the Times then sent an apology letter to Wendy Williams.
You know it's up to you, right, man? You don't have to pass off every decision to John Bolton, the Islamophobic Lorax. And now lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are demanding more information about what exactly the Iran threat even is. So far, the only evidence the administration has provided is this disturbing image.